Hi, this is Springy, and this is my first DIY project. I built a stand for my iPad so I can watch movies while riding my bike on the trainer. So I will show you how I built this for $77 in parts and about an hour of my time. Here are the parts I've purchased at Home Depot. It's all 1/2-inch black pipe. I've got 5 caps, 4 8-inch pieces, 3 12-inch pieces, and 2 36-inch pipes, and then a piece of aluminum angle iron. I've also got my iPad and 2 grounding clamps. Find these in the electrical department. They're for 1/2-inch to 1-inch pipe. And I've got a bolt here, or a screw on the top. Also got a bag of number 8 3/8-inch screws. The first thing I'm going to do is build the frame that will hold the iPad. My iPad is built into this Belkin keyboard. When I watch it, I'm going to want it collapsed like this. So I'm going to cut the first piece just slightly wider than the iPad. I've transferred the mark here to the outside edge. And I will now use a T-square to draw the line, and then I'm going to be cutting it mounted to this piece of 2x2. And here we go, I've got the line, and I'll start cutting it with the hacksaw. Right, there's the first cut, and I'll make the second cut on the other side of the angle bracket. Alright, so the first piece is cut. Now I'll do another one to run along the top. So I've got my 2 pieces here, and I'm going to use a file to make sure that the edges are squared off, that both pieces are the same length, and that I've gotten rid of all the burrs. Alright, I've filed off the edges on the top and bottom pieces. And I've put them around the iPad and just given a little bit of a gap so it's not too tight of a fit. Now I've laid in the first side rail, and I'll be marking that and cutting it also. Alright, so I've got all 4 pieces now cut and filed. So it makes a nice little case or frame for the iPad. So the next thing I'm going to do is drill a hole in each corner of the frame to fit the screw to bolt this all together. Alright, so I've drilled holes in the side pieces. Now I'm going to use vice grips to hold the pieces together and then drill through the top pieces. So here's set up with a vice grip. I've clamped the pieces together at a 90-degree angle, and now I'll drill through the backside. And as I drill each corner, I then put the screw through to the back. Okay, so the frame is done. We've got the bolts on the back, and the iPad fits there very nicely. The next step is I'm going to mark a hole in the side piece to match up with where the power cord goes, in case I need to charge the iPad while I'm using it.
Go.
Alright, next we're going to build a pair of legs out of the 1/2-inch black pipe. So this is what a finished one looks like. Basically, you got a T connection, and we're going to screw in the pipes, form the legs, use the pipe wrench, tighten them down. one. Nice and tight. And top nice and tight. Okay, then we'll caps on the ends. And tighten those down. There we go. We got a pair of legs. Ta-da.
Go.
Okay, next step, we're going to put a T connection on one side. This needs to come out 90 degrees to the side. And we'll put one of the 12-inch pieces here. Put a 90-degree on the other end and tighten that all down. Then we will attach the other leg to the other side. And tighten it down. So now we have a stand which will fit over top of the front wheel. And pause. Now we're going to build the mount for the iPad. So we bring this piece up. And we put a 98 on top. And we screw in another 12-inch piece of black pipe. And bring that up to here and put the cap on. And get everything all nice and aligned. There we go. Now we take the frame of the iPad and we're going to bolt it just like this using these clamps. Cut. Okay, so I have mounted the grounding wire clamps to this crossbar and screwed holes in to the back of the frame. So now this all lines up nice and neat, and I'll put the screws in along with a couple of washers to make sure it all fits nice and tight. Alright, so I get these all lined up and then screw the frame in. So now we got the frame holder and the iPad slides right in. You can always angle it right where you need it. Slide that right over top of the bike. We now have the iPad at the perfect position to watch movies while riding for hours and hours. All right, one last enhancement is I'm going to drill a hole right here to accommodate headphone jacks. And here's the headphone jack hole drilled out. And you could also add some foam insulation, maybe the type of insulation you'd run around a door jamb if you wanted it to be a little more padded. This is Springy, and I hope you enjoyed this DIY project, and lots of good training.